Hi, my name's Joe Deville. I'm appointed here as a lecturer in the Sociology Department. I'm also co-appointed in the Department of Organisation, Work and Technology. When it comes to thinking about the kinds of doctoral students that I'd be interested in working with, I guess that'd be somebody whose work corresponds with one of the areas that my own work speaks to. I've done a lot of work about debt, specifically consumer credit debt. So that's the situation when people aren't able to repay their credit card bills, their personal loan bills, that kind of stuff. Within that, I guess there are a number of themes that my work has looked at. One of the things I'm particularly interested in is work that looks at financial products and economic situations, which takes into account both the kind of individual experiences of how people deal with financial products and how organisations themselves manage that experience. And that's something that my work has been keen to do, is to hold sort of both of these two things in focus and in tension. Another kind of theme has been to think about the role of specific objects, specific techniques, specific devices. I draw here on a body of work influenced by science and technology studies, particularly a body of economic sociology influenced by science and technology studies, that has had an interest in how specific devices play a role in shaping what some have called the conditions of our calculative possibility. More simply, how we make economic decisions. And has argued that specific objects can make a real difference. So in my case, that might be a debt collection letter, for instance, or a credit card statement, something like that. So I guess one of the things within that is the role of emotions and the emotional. So that's both how people experience financial products and how the kind of emotional toll of financial products, but also how commercial organisations in particular are quite well aware that when it comes to managing financial products, this is really, to successfully manage them, you have to actually successfully manage the emotions of potential customers. Another broad area of interest, and it's kind of connected to that in my case, has been in a specific set of methods, what has been called digital methods. Digital methods involves the repurposing of existing online tools primarily for social science. This is an approach that's been developed most famously by the Digital Methods Initiative at the University of Amsterdam, where I've got some connections. Just to take one example from my own work, this has involved using a tool called Ghostery, which is an existing online tool that you can use to see what trackers are operating in the background of any website that you visit. In my case, I've used this tool to try and look at what trackers might be operating in the background of a specific set of payday lending websites. And that's because I and my colleague believed and had strong evidence of the fact that these websites were using data that people were leaking about their behaviour when they were visiting these websites to start to construct a credit score, to start to construct a way of predicting how these individuals would potentially repay their debts or not. So I'd be very interested in speaking to anybody who's interested in using these kinds of methods. And the final area, I guess, is in what you might call the politics of academic knowledge production. I'm quite heavily involved in an academic book publishing press, an open access book publishing press called Mattering Press, which is going to be publishing very shortly, probably by the time you've seen this, books influenced by and drawing on science and technology studies, broadly conceived. And as part of my own involvement with that, I've become very interested in thinking through how, as academics, we might think our own role in producing the kind of knowledge that we do. So, for instance, I've also been a co-editor of a book called Practicing Comparison that has looked at the role of comparison as a sort of method and tried to think about how we might rethink the role of comparison, in particular drawing insights from science and technology studies, and also thinking about how science and technology studies itself could improve, could reconceptualize the way it thinks about its own academic knowledge production processes. So yeah, I guess that's it. If you're interested in working with me, please do get in touch. My email address is j.deville@lancaster.ac.uk. Thanks a lot.